All right, thank you very much for still staying with us. You're live on MITV Plus Breakfast Express. And remember in my intro, I told you that we had a guest that will be joining us on the show to discuss probably one of the most unusual conversation on radio. There's always International Day of the Girl Child, International Women's Day, International Mother's Day, International this and that. But there seems to be, I don't know, maybe it's deliberate or because the boy child is expected to grow to be a man and not exactly express some of the issues he's dealing with. So we decided to make a stop to the Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation. I would decide to bring the founder to join us on the show today. Please join me as a welcome Dr. Mrs. Temitope Ogundile Aborishade. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning.
So let's get straight up into the conversation. And when I saw this that you were joining me and I went through your profile, it just took me back to some of the issues I had as a child growing up, as a boy, growing up in a family of 5 sisters. I was always having this sometimes insecurity around it. Sometimes feel so lonely within the space because 5 girls, my mom, my grandma, being the son in that space, it gave me a bit of putting myself out of the picture growing up. And sometimes I feel like I enjoy my space alone because I don't feel too comfortable in that space. And I think a lot of young kids, young boys out there are going through probably the same. First off, let's talk about the Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation. Tell us how that came about.
Well, the Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation that was being given birth as a result of the passion I have for the community and the entire Nigeria as a whole. I was raised in a family whereby a lot of people that we don't know on the streets, my mom brings them in, they come to stay with us, feed them, send them to school. I think I was born into charity without being registered. We're doing it. It's something I was born into, and I've been doing it, and I feel it's important I register it. So it's the word touch is not a touch with the hand, it's a light. That means illuminating hope for the future into the community. That is what brought about Touch of Refuge. That means a light illuminating the hope to future and to a brighter future.
Okay, so the touch is not like physical contact, it's like
a
touch
light. Yes,
okay.
It's a light.
Interesting. Dr. Temitope is the founder of Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation, a pioneering initiative dedicated to illuminating the potential of both the family unit and the overlooked boy child on the streets.
Yes.
Something struck me in your bio when I was going through your profile, and you said that you've been driven by an unwavering commitment to justice and equity. You envision a Nigeria where every family has a voice, where governance is inclusive, where communities thrive in dignity and security.
Yes.
Can you share this vision of the Nigeria that you hope and want to see?
Yes, like we've been out there. I've had all my studies out in the diaspora, and I feel it can happen in Nigeria also. Changes start from you, it starts from me. We can all do it together with the inclusion of the government. And I feel if the government is doing their part, it's important we do our part as well.
Sure.
And I look at it, what are we facing in the country these days? What is things that is so important to us? Number one is security. And I look at it, when we are talking about security, we are talking about a community where living is healthy, where we have a good environment. And when we look at it, what is insecurity? Where people have the fear of going out there, fear of unknown, abuse and everything on the streets. And I look at it that we are now in a situation, in a global, globally we focus on a girl child. We empower our girls so well. I love the girls so much. And I feel it is the love I have for the girls that is driving me to going into a boy child empowerment. We empower girls so well, we educate them, and the boys seems to be neglected. So when we empower these girls, they go out there and mingle with a boy that is not empowered. Boys on the street, boys are left home due to poverty, due to hardship. They don't know where they're going, no bearing, and they meet our girls, empowered girls, educated girls, and they end up messing their life up. And I feel the love I have for these girls is, what is the cause? How can we support these girls to live healthy in the community, in the society? We celebrate girls. We celebrate. This boy seems to, it seems to be neglected. And I feel their voice needs to be heard, irrespective of their gender. When we talk about crime rate and everything, we see how many girls are being murdered, abused, raped, and their lives matter. But who tells us, who is telling us that the life of those boys
don't matter.
who are raping, who are murdering our girls, does not matter? Their lives matter.
So it's a reaction of you know, if you want the girls to feel safe, take care of the boys.
Exactly.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. These boys down the streets, we look at it, what drove them to the streets? The first is poverty. How can we support them to unite back to their family? These boys, some of them now, they're on the very fast lane.
Moving so fast.
Moving so fast. And if we look at it, most of them are being empowered negatively. They are empowered. Don't.
But it's having negative.
They were empowered negatively. When I mean empowered negatively, most of them now, they believe education is not is nothing.
Education is scam.
It's a scam. That's the language now. Education is a scam. Fine. Is vocational training a scam? No. Most of them want to sing, but you see them on the street. Who is supporting them, channeling them towards the dream in their heart? So when they don't see that support, some of them, they don't have, mentally, they cannot read. You know, we support them to have this primary education. But the ones who probably, some of them have disability, how can we support them to be, this bridge the gap between the less privileged in ensuring that they get a better service in the community. So we look at it that, okay, these boys, if they can't go to school, they can go for training. If they can't go for training, they can go, they need money. We collaborate with some farmers, people with companies to employ them and pay them wages just to get them out of the streets. If they want to go into education, we channel them into education. If they want to go into training, we channel them into training. We've registered with so many mechanical companies, workshops where they can learn mechanical work. We've liaised with some, what's it called? Some sewing, like a fashion house.
Garment house.
A garment where they can learn how to sew. We've also have people who have learned how to make shoes and bags. Some of them now want to go into doing made in Nigeria shoes and bag. We want to also ensure that we engage these boys.
You know, they call you Temi.
Yes.
You're quite popular within the communities that you've been, pushing your welfare, initiatives. But, I mean, you're shining the light on the issue plaguing the boy child. And that is quite unpopular. Like I said, when we started this conversation, especially in the society where everyone talks about the girl child.
Yes.
When you walk around Lagos or you drive around Lagos and then you go to the rail track at Agege, you see those boys sleeping on the floor. You go to Oshodi, you see them sleeping on the bridge. You go to Ikeja. Why did you choose the boy child?
Because I chose the boy child because when I've had so many conversations with the boys, I've sat with them. I have passion for them to know why are they doing what they are doing. And some of them say, nobody is listening to us. We left home because we are not loved. We left home because we don't want to go to school, and our parents feel we don't want to go to school. Some will tell you that it's because we don't have money. And I feel this needs to be addressed so that if we can bridge this gap between the boy child and the girl child, bringing equality, diversity, ensuring that their voice is also heard, it can reduce the kind of crime rate among the boys. creating this awareness that, listen, you can be a better person. You don't want to go to school, that's all right.
worry.
Don't worry.
You can work with your
You
hands.
can work with your hands. Oh, you don't feel like working, you don't want to go to any training, you don't want to be under anybody. You can go and do work with in the farm. We have some farmers now. We encourage people to go into farming in Nigeria, but they also need laborers. And why the police are doing their own, because with time, because we also want to collaborate with the police, because we can't do this on our own. We can't do this on our own. We've written to some police areas that this is what we want to do, because some of them, we live in a community where poverty is on a high rate, is on the roof.
Every single
So
day.
some of
shooting
them
up
does not have, their parents don't have
ways
of raising them. You know what actually drove me to this is I met a boy. That boy is just like 12, 13. He does makeup. We went on a program, and this boy came to do my makeup, and I heard, how old are you? He said he will be 16 or 14 or 16. And I said, why don't you go to school? And I had the mom ringing, saying that, please, we've not eaten.
So they're actually waiting for
That boy
to take care of,
them. So he said, this is why I am on the streets. And I said, how do you think I can support you? Do you want to go to school? It missed the last jam, but I felt so pain in my heart that he's been carrying that responsibility. So if he can't meet up the responsibility, he's going to be empowered negatively. He's going to look for the money in another way to make sure his parents, why the parents are supposed to be the one to taking care of him, is the one taking care of them. So there's this responsibility we put on the boys. We don't make them to understand that their own life also matters. We feel they are the one that is going to raise up, take care of the family. So we begin to give them responsibility unnecessary responsibility from a child. So what we want to do is educate them and also support them, unite them back to their family, know how we can bridge this gap between them and their family also, that, listen, the life of this boy also matters. We keep the girls at home while the boys are on the street hustling.
And it's the boys that would still go and mess up the girls
that you've kept. Yes. A situation is happening that even children from the same parents, boys and girls, they end up sleeping with each other because of the vulnerability. It is, a lot of things that are avoidable, a lot of crimes that we can avoid. It is because no one is telling the boys on the streets that
they matter.
They matters.
And I mean, it makes a lot of sense that you've chosen to take that responsibility and to look into the eyes of the boy child and say, don't worry, I've got you covered.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to school, I'll put you through some vocational training.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, I'll link you up with farmers that would help you. And after a while, you'd also be self-sustained. So let's look at this. If you are to advise the government on preparing safety nets for boys,
yes,
what advice would you give to the government?
The advice I'll give to the government at this moment is create a room for the boy's child to be heard. Have a concern center. We, like my NGO now, we have a concern center. You have a concern with your boy child, speak to us. If it's on mental, we have so many mental health professionals who will advise them. And if they are meant to go for rehabilitation, we channel them towards rehabilitation. We signpost them to where they can go. So if I will advise the government, it will raise a center where the voice can be heard.
So let's now look at the role of the parent in this.
Yes.
You made mention of the boy that was supposed to still be taken care of at home is now the one taking care of the home.
Yes.
At that age, is vulnerable. If the pressure gets too much and his makeup, job is not meeting up to the pressure, he start looking through the wrong places, he start mingling with the wrong people, he probably start using the wrong substances, and then his whole life get messed up.
Yeah.
The family is supposed to be the smallest unit of the society,
Yes.
where the right values are imputed into the lives of these people.
Yes.
What would be your message to a parent out there today that does not exactly care how Yoruba would always say, "Ọmọ ẹ ò ṣàgbàfọ̀, ó ń kaṣọ wálé."
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Your child does not have a verifiable source of income, but is driving expensive cars, is living flamboyant lifestyle, and then the ones that are not doing it, the parent will now start comparing. Is that not your mate driving a car? Is that not? What would you say to those parents in terms of taking off this pressure from these boys, especially?
Is to educate or advise the parents to be responsible, to get the support. If like most of these families that have come, because I've raised so many boys as well. I've raised some up to university level. I've raised some up to there's one currently doing his ND. He's learn handwork, is into solar installation.
Wow.
He's learned so many things, and there are some that we've put into work, and I still have some in my house that are still going through education, primary education. I have one in secondary school, which I've been doing single-handedly. What I do is also empower those parents, give them money to start. If it's food you want to start selling, just start doing something. I've been doing this as a child. I remember the first time I empowered somebody as a child, I was beaten at home. Because I realized that my parents kept some money at home. They are not using it, and there are so many people on the street.
So you took the money?
I gave them that to the street. I said, "What can you do to support your child?" I was in my primary school. Then I went home and I told my parents that you guys just keep money at home.
I've
settled people on the street, and I was beaten up. But it is something that So what I do is, while I am empowering these boys, I also try as much as possible to create a kind of job opportunity for their parents, so that they can reduce the stress and the tension they are putting on the young boys.
Okay. So for the Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation, are you up to something outreach? And you talked about reaching out to the police, because I know that some of these things you're doing is really high risk.
It's high risk.
Some of those boys can go, they can go rogue unexpectedly and all of that. How has been the response from the authorities that you've reached out to? And do you have any programs coming up that you want the people to be aware of?
Yes, I've been doing this on my own. I've never registered it in the past. I was just doing it, but for me not to go against the law of the government, I got it registered. Get the right services involved, with what I'm doing. And then one of the things I've done is, the boys who have been able to come out of the street, I employed some of them. Yes. Boys who are once on the street, that they've have the street experience, that they know the language of the streets. So I employed, I employ them, and I make them to be in charge of the streets.
Okay.
Pay them, put them on monthly salary.
Okay.
Engage them. So, and I've got welfare officers as well that check on the boys that we're empowering on the street, to ensure that they are going to their place of apprentice. And we have also created a place whereby these boys, they can give us feedback of how they are doing in the community. It's not a big place at the moment. It's just a small place, and then we've not done the official opening, but we're doing the official opening tomorrow by God's grace. We don't want to bring the official. I don't want people to flood the place.
Okay.
Yes, so I've invited people that are meant to be
by invite.
By invitation.
Okay.
So the local governments are aware of what I'm doing. The police in that environment are aware of what I'm doing. My family are aware of what I'm
Of course,
doing.
very important.
And the community knows what I'm doing. And it's not something in fact, in January, I collaborated with my street and we did like a street carnival.
Wow.
And the street carnival we did, we all gathered together, we raised money, and we also educate the children. The boys on the street, there was football match and stuff, there was health check, there were lots of things that we've done. It's something I've been doing in the community, but I'm doing it in the right way, that I'm not going to go against
The law.
the law of the land. So it's
Okay.
coming up tomorrow.
Okay, so since you said it's strictly by invite, I'm sure some of us will be lucky enough, to be there. But your parting shots, there's a child watching you out there,
Yes.
a young boy that is disconnected from his reality, is struggling to connect, struggling to put his foot forward. He wants to be responsible. He wants to be, committed to his future. But the society and the convenience around is making things difficult.
Yeah.
Speak to that boy child this morning. What would you say to them? And the boy is saying, "Oh, that is Temi. She runs an NGO. She's touching the lives of people." What would you say to that boy child watching you this morning?
I'm going to say to that boy child that your voice matters. We have our office as number 33, Opeoluwa at Mulero, number 33, Opeoluwa at Mulero Agege. We have our social media. We are not open every day to the public.
Okay.
We are open Monday and Tuesday to the public. Wednesday is for staffs, just for internal work. And we also open back on Thursday and Friday. And it's between the hour of 9 and 3.
Okay.
So if you need to speak to somebody, speak to us. You have a concern, you want to go back to school, we empower you to go back to school. You don't want to go to school, you want to learn,
Fix your
vocational training, we'll fix you. And you don't want to learn anything, you want to sing. We have so many studios that has been built around Agege area, which I know is going to go around the Lagos as a whole, where we can register you and your
grow
voice
your
can be heard.
talent.
You can build your talent there. And if you don't want to sing, you want to go into sport, we can channel you to the right path to go. Are you a boxer? We can channel you to where you can go and, use your energy. And if you don't want to do all of this, you just want to make money, there are so many farmers we can connect you to, where you can work as a farmer and get your daily wages and live comfortably.
Thank you so much, Dr. Temitope Ogundile Aborishade. Like I said, people call you Temi.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. I'm sure it's a way to your ability to connect right to the people. Yes. I thank you very much for finding time to join us on the show today. My guest is the founder of the Touch of Refuge Welfare Foundation, a pioneering initiative dedicated to illuminating the potential of both the family unit and the overlooked boy child. Thank you so much. And I wish you the very best in your opening tomorrow.
Thank
your
you.
Engagement with the people. I wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll have a major discussion around the high cost of living in Nigeria. Stay with us. Don't forget, you're still live on MITV Plus at Breakfast Express. This show returns in a few minutes. Stay with us.